What is happening, everybody? Welcome to IGN News Live, where we talk about news, games, and more. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to be talking about all the news this Friday. Stella, how's it going?
It's good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This is your first time on the live show, right?
Yeah, it's very warm up here. I think it has to do with all the lights.
It is warm. What do you do here at IGN?
I work for you.
How great's your boss? Yeah. How are you doing, Josh?
Doing great. This
Yeah.
is coffee in my cup.
It is definitely coffee in the cup. Welcome to the new show. Jeremy, how you doing over there?
You know,
distancing yourself.
spiraling into oblivion like the rest of us, just living in the apocalypse, you know.
Who's your co-host?
Oh, this is my friend the Goose.
Did he bring you some juice?
He did. You got it right here.
Whoa,
What are we talking about on today's show?
What kind of juice is that?
Goose juice.
Aw,
Yeah,
that sounds gross.
Oh, wait, so he supplied you the goose juice,
that's right.
like personally?
Yeah, hang
Where
on.
does goose juice come from?
Oh my God, okay,
A
anyways.
little secret.
So,
Mind your own business.
Can I have some?
great.
Comes from Nunya.
Yeah.
Give me some later.
On today's show, we're going to talk about stories. I know a few of them. Jeremy knows all of them, but we're definitely going to talk about that rumor about Silent Hill and Sony working together. We're also going to talk about some NBA stuff that Jeremy really cared about and some other stories. Jeremy, where do you want to start?
I mean, you're like all hot to talk about this totally unsubstantiated Silent Hill rumor, so why don't we just get right into it?
All right, where'd you even put it on the run of show? Not story one, not
Number
story 2,
5.
not story 3, not story 4.
Professional
The
studio,
best
everyone.
Story of
It's not
the
a real
day.
story.
Totally.
It's not a real story, Destin.
Here's how Jeremy highlighted it. Totally unsubstantiated rumor. PlayStation-backed Silent Hill series reboot and
That's right.
Silent Hill's revival. This would be awesome.
I got a fake trailer to go with this fake story. I'll play it in the background.
Yeah.
You really?
Who's reporting on this?
This is from reallyonhorror.com.
I think it's Rely on Horror.
Rely on horror.
Pronounce it the
This is my
Canadian way.
boss.
Come on.
We all make mistakes.
Come on. You're
That's
you're
That's not what you
missing
say to
2
me when I
letters
make a
in that.
mistake, Destin.
You have to learn from them. Like learn how to read, and I'll get there. You may
what's-
recall a rumor we
Okay.
previously reported on regarding the future of the iconic Silent Hill series. Namely, Konami had been seeking out developers in order to continue the Silent Hill franchise and seemingly settled on 2 new entries. What was reported on at the time was a Silent Hill reboot along with some sort of anthology or episodic Silent Hill. This is from Rely on Horror.com.
Oh.
Horror.
Is this reliable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think this is a reliable source?
Yeah. Definitely not.
Well, they didn't even
Reliable.
cite
Well, you had to go in
their-
there, Destin.
Yeah.
They didn't even cite their sources, right? They just said reliable sources.
That's why I titled the story Rumor.
It comes from this guy Dust Golem, who is a
Okay.
insider on Resident Evil and all kinds of other stuff. I think he's had like 1 or 2 rumors that have come true, and so people are like, yeah, maybe.
Oh, it's
but-
happening.
No, this is a wishful thinking story. Okay.
Totally happening. So basically, the rumor says this, and I'm paraphrasing. Sony and Konami are in talks to have Sony make the next Silent Hill. Sony's talking to Kojima. Dream scenario, we're all getting what we want. Everything's great. Nothing's going wrong in the world.
I don't want Kojima to make a Silent Hill game.
Really?
No. I want him to make another Strand game. Even though I've not played Death Stranding and the idea of it does not appeal to me whatsoever, I do like the idea of Kojima doing whatever he wants and trying to push the, genre of video gaming further. That's all.
But didn't he do that with PT? Didn't he push the genre of what Silent Hill could have been with PT?
Well, that's
Gotcha.
It's not what Silent Hill
my
could have been. I want
God.
what gaming could be. Because Death Stranding is pushing that boundary for sure. Whether or not you think it's fun or not, it is trying to create something completely new. And I don't think going back to Silent Hill would help him accomplish that goal.
Stella, how is Josh wrong?
I actually agree with him. So.
Everybody agrees with Josh.
Yeah,
now
actually,
he's
yeah. I mean, it's nice. It's nice to see him working on something that he's really passionate about and be rewarded for it. I mean, I know his game was met with some backlash, but a lot of people liked it. And seeing him be so into what he was working on, especially after his long history of...
Okay.
Yeah. See? It's nice. It's nice for him to do what he likes.
Okay.
And
Why do you...
2 problems
Yeah.
with your premise.
Yeah.
1, he wants to work on Silent Hill.
oh my God.
How do you know that?
He's tweeting about it like all the time.
He was originally attached to it. That's like how we ended up with PT, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like he wanted to work on this, and this was like his first foray. This is how he got Guillermo del Toro on board, and that guy from Walking Dead, Norman Reedus.
Oh my God.
And they
That
worked together
guy.
to make
franchises
some
that
awesome
is like
stuff.
so obtuse and like difficult to untangle plot-wise, that it is a perfect fit for him.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way,
I'd love
I
to see this.
I should
I'm in.
preface this with, we could not get a news person on the show today, so this is an extra disaster episode. That's why I get to talk about rumors.
I don't know how that makes it different from any other episodes. I actually have some footage of the new Silent Hill game right here.
Let's see it.
I'll play it in the background.
In your notes, you say, we didn't report on this because it's not real,
That's right.
accurate. We're going to talk about it
Yeah, here we
anyway
are
because
with
it would
the-
be
with
a
the
lot
goods.
cooler if it was, also right. Mm-hmm. What else we got here? Are you showing the footage
Let's
or
skip all
what?
this text and like get right down to it.
I don't know.
Made in
Dreams.
Dreams.
Wait a minute. I think I know what this is. Is this?
That's Silent Hill, buddy.
We're
it's
waiting
not.
with bated breath
Is
to
it?
see what this creation in Dreams could possibly be. Jeremy is playing the B-roll. I'm just making sure we
That's
don't
just
have
Silent
dead
Hill, man.
air.
That's what it looks
Dave
like.
in Twitch
See?
chat
It's
said,
beautiful.
extra
This is
disaster
next gen.
episode, matching the tone of the rest of the world.
He's not wrong.
I thought this was going to be the Seinfeld horror game.
This is recorded.
Oh
on
my God, I still need
PS5
to see
probably.
that.
The Seinfeld horror game in Dreams is pretty great. I thought this was going to be it. And I thought you were going to pull another goof goose on us.
No, I mean I will pull up the. Hang on, let me pull up like an actual. I don't only have a photo of this, but I actually have a photo of
Oh
the
my-
real Silent Hill game.
No, that's just his background.
Okay,
This is the Silent Hill game that we're getting. It's a slot machine.
That's not a pachinko machine, Jeremy. You got it all wrong.
That's a
Has-
slot machine.
Has to be pachinko.
That's a real thing. They have a pachinko one too, I'm sure.
The real
Okay.
money maker.
But yeah, this is the only Silent Hill game that we're actually getting for sure. I think it would be cool if they just did a remaster.
yeah.
Like a
Well, they talked
remaster
about
of the first three
rebooting
games.
it.
The first three games were great. I liked the fourth game also, the one where you like go into like a hole in your washing machine or whatever. The Room, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they've been trash ever since. There hasn't been a good one since then. It's been like more than 10 or 15 years since we've had a good one.
What's your favorite horror game?
Probably Silent Hill 2.
What about yours?
PT, honestly, I think Kojima did some really interesting things that he wanted to do and created with PT, and he really made people think about the horror genre in a different way. There's a lot of really, really fantastic scary games out there. Oh, God, what was the one where you had the lantern and slowly went crazy?
Amnesia.
Amnesia is absolutely superb.
There's a new one coming out soon. They teased it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did the Bay of Pigs or the War of Pigs or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah, that one.
That
Yeah.
one not as scary. The original Amnesia, I really appreciated. Do you play any scary games on your streams or anything?
I hate scary games, so I will do it as a charity
know-
incentive.
Yeah.
There are clearly two teams here, two people here that just don't like horror games and think Kojima should do something else other than a scary game and a scary game fan. So I guess we're pretty biased. That makes sense.
Oh, that's right. You don't like scary movies either.
Oh, I don't
We went-
like scary things.
Yeah, we went to see it, and he was just like,
Yeah, it was like my limit, honestly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stephen King's IT.
Funky Pigeon 911 makes a pretty good point. He says, could just be fake rumors being made off of other fake rumors, but since New Year's there's been an unusual amount of talk about the Silent Hill franchise. Fairly confident we're going to get some sort of new game in the future, and I'd rather be positive until we hear something concrete. So this might be just like a if we think positively, maybe we'll get it. I don't know. I don't know if I trust Konami to deliver on the goods at this point, but
Yeah.
man, I sure would like to see it.
Well, I mean, the real reason we wouldn't report on this is because we can't verify it in any manner and then accurately report on it. Like, that's why we wouldn't have talked about this room.
Did anybody ask Kojima?
Yeah.
I mean, just a thought.
I think we were too busy with our first-person shooter games.
He's about to email him right now.
Yeah, let me hit him up
pulling
on
up.
Twitter.
yeah.
I'm gonna hit him
Wait,
up on
good
Twitter
idea.
right now.
Let's
Hey,
just hit him
Kojima.
up.
Yeah, let's see if
Is
he's
rumor true? He might be like, yeah, boss.
Because they were teasing
Yeah,
stuff
boss.
like last week about
Well, the original director and the original composer have both like tweeted or talked about Silent Hill as a franchise in the very recent past. So there just seems to be a lot of buzz and a lot of general interest in the idea of it at the very least. That doesn't mean that anything is real. And we have these conversations every morning. Like, you guys don't see this, but every morning here at IGN, a whole bunch of us get together and we sort of talk about like what stories we're going to make videos about and all this kind of stuff. And oftentimes we are talking about rumors that we saw on Reddit or et cetera, or that we heard on Twitter or something like that. And we try to chase them down and see if there's any truth to it. And if there's not, we kind of wait and see, or we reach out to people that would know. Like, we would ask Kojima or somebody, like, hey, can you comment on this? And if and when they do, which they often do, then we'll put a story out about it. But this one just isn't. I don't think it's going to lead to much, unfortunately.
It didn't quite cut the mustard, unfortunately, and that's why we didn't run it.
I've never heard that phrase, cut the mustard.
Oh wow,
mustard.
I've never heard that.
You gotta cut the mustard.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I want to talk about Silent Hill movies.
What does goose juice mean? You don't know.
Yeah, well.
I'm looking back at this photo where he had the notepad with the pyramid thing. I think absolutely we are getting a Silent Hill tease in the near future that's legitimate. What's the over-under on that for you guys? Do you think this is happening, or do you think this is totally bogus and it's not happening at all? Can only be one or the other.
I feel like it could happen. I'm like 80% sure it could happen because, Resident Evil has been getting remakes, it's been getting remasters, so why not Silent Hill? And I know a lot of Silent Hill fans are like, what about us?
Yeah.
Show us some love. So
They want
I
in
don't know.
on that Silent Hill goodness, right?
Yeah.
Cyborg Man in the comments says, I liked Evil Within too. Yeah, that's
a movie?
No, Evil Within. You ever play Evil Within? There's Evil Within. There's two of them, and they're both great.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
I think I played
Really
that.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
more of that.
Caleb Lawson, who used to work here, he adored those games. They have a huge following, actually, and Evil Within was very, very popular with our audience.
Mr. Floppy says, let's get that Parasite Eve, baby.
It's a good one.
I'd play that again.
Josh, what do you think? This happening or not at all?
I don't know. Recession's happening soon, so probably not.
You think? Really?
Sorry, what?
You really think that this?
I was just imagining the stock market shooting down to the rock bottom. I don't know. It might.
Thanks for keeping the positivity on the show, letting people
God.
escape reality for a little bit, talk about video games.
Hey, sell now.
Yeah. All right. So he says no. Jeremy, what are you thinking then? What's the next story you got for us?
We could go back to that NBA story that
Yeah,
you were
can
about.
we?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
so fun. You-
Basketball.
Dustin's a hater of
Give
fun.
me
the ball because NBA suspended. What?
Hey, the world's scary right now. NBA story, it's canceled.
Yeah.
Well, every sports league is suspended, basically. I don't know how this stuff
Take it away,
is.
sports guy.
Oh yes, hello, sports. Here we go. I mean, what I find the most interesting thing about the NBA being suspended is that the Phoenix Suns are playing out the rest of their season in NBA 2K and live streaming it on Twitch. I think that's a genius idea.
Yeah.
I think it could, create some really interesting opportunities for fans to get involved. I don't know. Maybe we can have a virtual NBA for the rest of the year.
I
Slowburn
actually like
29
that.
says, we are determined to miss the playoffs, season or not.
Yeah.
That's a little burn on Phoenix.
Is this actually going to count towards official scoring?
No way.
No, so there
No?
was
Okay.
there was
I was
a
gonna
year.
say, if it does,
There was a year where there was a lockout. The
Okay.
players in the league could not reach an agreement, I believe, and so no games happened. And so that year is like an asterisk, like next to all the records and stats and whatever. It's
okay.
like, by the way, this was the lockout year. So now we're just looking at another season where it's like coronavirus year. Like that's
the
how it's
asterisk.
gonna work, yeah.
Okay.
How are their raises going to be determined if it's all digital? That's what I want to know.
the what?
Like their raises, can they get traded still on the digital teams?
That's actually a really good
Yes.
question.
I mean, NBA 2K is fascinatingly like really detailed, and like you can play out, years and years and years of NBA, and the game will generate like new draft classes. It's
Wow.
super crazy, yeah. And they'll have All-Star Weekend and whatnot. It's really intense.
This is actually a cooler story than I thought. Obviously, I'm not a big, huge sports guy, but when you started telling me about it,
It's pretty cool.
Wow, okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Phoenix Suns, I mean, they're a terrible team, but this is a cool idea, at least. I hope the other teams like do it.
I just think
What
it's
if they're
really
good
cool that they're
gamers?
doing something so positive. This guy Troubadour says, I couldn't care less about basketball, but this story makes me feel good. I'm glad that someone's trying to push out positivity among the panic and chaos that many are experiencing, just like we're having here.
Yeah.
That's right.
The city's
There is nobody playing the game actually, so they're letting the simulation run itself.
Oh, man.
Right, because
Okay,
all the players
all
have their
right, I
stats and whatnot,
Yeah,
and so
that's
it's a
fair.
simulation.
So I was gonna
Are
say,
they
what if one
commentating?
guy really sucked and like their team just tanked and all the scores
Yeah.
were permanent? That would have been great, but also
No, yeah. I wish they would commentate. That'd actually be really interesting if they
Yeah.
bring in professional commentators to watch an NBA 2K simulated game.
The question that I have is, since NBA 2K is essentially a casino game with an NBA theme, do you think you'll be able to place your bets in the game, or do you still have to do that like the old-fashioned way with like a bookie or something?
They're not. It's not real.
That'd be a cool feature.
This is all ones and zeros. I mean, the commenters are like, oh, what? They're not actually playing the game. Of course not. They got to keep social distance. And so because NBA 2K is so, I mean, supposedly realistic with their stats and how good players are and whatnot, they think it's a decent enough simulation to be like, this is how the season could have gone down. Even if we, the Phoenix Suns, will lose every single game for the rest of the season, this is how we think it will go down.
Does NBA 2K still have microtransactions in their game, like this
Oh, I'm
big
sure they
spin
do.
wheel that you can do? Will they be able to utilize this to up their stats and get cool cosmetics for the player?
I'm sure they can. Maybe they'll have their Twitch viewers donate to help buy some more.
All right, so professional athletes.
Don't do that. Don't do that. The NBA has enough money. Do not donate to the Phoenix Suns, even if you are entertained by their content.
Think of how many packs they could get, though. They could get
They could get a lot.
sunglasses that
Dave,
are-
Dr. DW says, what if esports becomes sports now?
It already is sports. What do you mean becomes? Yeah, there is sort of like a weird disconnect where some people still don't consider esports sports. It is absolutely sports. You still have to do training and like.
Here's my
practice to
question
get
though.
good.
Do you
Jeremy's
think
laughing over there.
esports will reach to the same level of physical sports at this point?
In what term?
Yeah.
In the
Am I going to go tackle somebody? If I'm on an
well,
esports
somebody
team?
says they want an esports bar. Do you think you could go to an esports bar one day?
You
Yeah.
can go to an esports bar.
I mean, they play
They
esports on
exist.
Sports Center
LA
now.
called
But do you think they'll be on the same level as sports bars? Do you think sports bars will start showing esports games?
There are
They do.
bars that do
They
that. There are
have.
sports bars that show esports games.
There's like 5 in San Francisco that do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
go to more bars, buddy.
Okay, but here's the thing. I don't
I
think
always
that.
say.
I think that's a fleeting trend. I don't think it'll get any more popular than that. Because watching video games casually, if you don't play the game, you have no idea what's going on. But even if you don't know what's going on in football and you're watching football, you're like, wow, that was a crazy catch. And it's still something you can watch and relate to because you can one-to-one yourself, like seeing a physical person, you know the limits of your own body, whatever. But when you're watching somebody play like Dota,
Yeah.
like I don't play Dota.
but you don't
I have
play
no
Dota.
idea what's
That's
happening.
the disconnect. So
Yeah.
what's a game
Right.
that you play?
But even if
Like,
you don't
what's
play football,
Apex?
you can connect to that.
You play a ton of Apex, right?
Yeah.
So if you watch somebody play Apex really well, that's
Yeah.
probably cool to see.
That's
right?
me. But I'm talking
Exactly.
about like general like population. You know, like anybody that, doesn't matter if you know the rules of football, when you watch football, you kind of have a general idea of like what is going on, right?
Yeah, there's like a generational handoff. Like you could watch football with your granddad,
Yeah.
and like your little nephew, and you would all have a basic understanding of what you're looking at. If you try to do that with Apex, your whole family would be like, "What is this?"
Apex is really complicated. You have to kill all the other people to win, and I don't know how we can convey that simply, to the mass market.
Okay, well, I mean, but what about CS:GO? CS:GO is pretty cut and clear, and it's been going on for years, right?
Yep.
And I mean, not even CS:GO. What is it? Counter-Strike Source? Like it's been going on since, and that's very clear cut.
Yeah.
Your
Teams of-
argument starts to break down when you get to League of Legends or Dota. Or
But I mean,
Yeah, that's like a little more complicated.
Those are the most popular games
That's
that
right.
are being
Yeah.
broadcast right now. League of
Street
Legends
fighting.
and Dota.
Right.
And
Street fighting, Smash Brothers.
street fighting? People are fighting in the streets?
Oh my god.
To answer your question, though, Evo's hugely attended.
Yes.
League and Dota are they have huge mass market
Again,
appeal.
yes. I think with the people that know the game, there will be more and more people that know the game, but it'll never reach the level of, physical sports as we know it to have that sort of relatability, where any casual person can like see a game on a screen and be like, oh, I know that's impressive. Even if I played Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
But like, even if I like got my parents to be like, wow, look at this cool clip I did, they'd be like, okay, so what?
Yeah.
You know, it's like almost like watching a Pixar movie. Like, how do you know there's a physical person behind that skill or whatever's happening on screen?
I mean, I don't think that the level of viewmanship with sports and esports will ever be the same. Like, sports has been going on for way longer than esports has, so I feel like that's not like a fair analysis, because I feel like esports will always be like a step behind. But I think it'll become way more popular. I mean, it's already like giving out, there are already scholarships in colleges now. Like, you can get a full ride just by being a professional in esports and stuff. Now
They're
there
going
are
to have
classes for
esports in
it,
the
so-
Olympics if it happens.
Oh, man.
I think we're actually seeing a tip, Josh. To answer your question, I do think it will become as popular as traditional sports, and I think each genre will speak to different people. Video games have reached a point now where basically everybody plays video games. Like, all the kids in school, they're all doing Fortnite dances and stuff, and that translates really easily. We have to remember there's this whole new younger generation coming up, and they all play video games. It's socially acceptable now. You're not a nerd, or you're not picked on like you were in high school when I was playing them, you know, largely. They've obtained mass market appeal where they don't have that stigma with them anymore. So I do think we will see esports type stuff in a bar, and that high level of play is really interesting. Look at the Twitch numbers that people are getting who just go in and play PUBG every day. You might align to different genres, but I do think that there is definitely something that will come up and potentially match where we've gotten with traditional sports.
Interesting.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm right or wrong.
I think we'll agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Move on to the next topic. I think.
What do you got for us, Jeremy? That was a really good talking point, though. Like, it was a really great idea to just sort of like think about that.
Yeah, I see some of these comments. People are saying like you only relate to throwing a football because you've been seeing it on the screen for 30 years. No, I've thrown a ball before. That's how I know seeing a caught football with one hand as your entire body is horizontal is impressive. I'm not going to get into it. Let's move on.
What do you got, Jeremy?
Well, real quick before we move on, what other sports teams or just sports generally do you think could do this online? Like WWE, for example. Do you think they could pull this off?
I mean, if they fix the glitches in their game,
Yeah.
sure.
Their
Sorry,
game
that was
stability.
spicy.
Well, it's different. Well, I don't know. Has people gone into WWE 2K and like just let the AIs
Yeah.
go at it?
Actually,
But we've been doing that on IGN for like a decade. We let the AI and Skyrim fight each other, and we did a Super Bowl prediction. That's not like a new thing. So it's really cool that they are doing that with the NBA, but I'm also like, yeah, I did that 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've done that with the football teams.
They
and
can
NHL
solve
teams.
everything in totally accurate battle simulator.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, the
It's
thing,
very fun.
The thing they use this for in 2K a lot is like putting teams that would never have played against each other. You know, like the '97 Bulls or like
That's fair.
Yeah, against the current Warriors and like see what
Yeah.
happens. You know,
You think
That's
they should
so
hold
fun.
the Olympics in Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games?
say that again.
Should they hold the Olympics when they're inevitably canceled in Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games?
Yes.
Here's my big gamer confession. I've never played Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
You're not missing much.
That's fine.
Me neither. Guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that feels good, guys.
Let me ask you this though: have you played the Baldur's Gate?
No,
Oh boy.
That was
definitely not. What is
That's
that?
smooth.
Well, check this out. Baldur's Gate 3. Their story is confirmed to connect to Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Can you believe this?
I can. I will say this. I don't know anything about Baldur's Gate. I really wish we had an expert for the show to come in and just sort of tell us about how these stories end up intertwining.
Me too.
Maybe we can
know.
figure out how to do
Yeah,
it.
the thing about it is these games came out like 20, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do? Go find like somewhere to plug in a floppy disk or whatever, and I'm going to play those old games? Forget about it.
The new game looks great.
Tell me what happened, you know? I don't want to sit there playing this. I'm excited about this third game. It looks awesome. It looks incredible, right? But I don't want to be sitting here like playing this for 20 hours and then they're like, "What about remember this character? Remember this thing? Do you know about this?"
Yeah.
I'll be like, "No, I don't know about it."
You know what we should do? We should make everything you need to know about Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, put it on IGN so people can watch that. Video coming soon. In the meantime, are we going to bring on our guest that I tried to set us up for 2 seconds ago and then didn't bring on? What's the plan there?
What if we say
Yo,
Producer in the back?
Nerds.
What?
Nerds.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Nerds.
nerds, and there he is.
Oh.
There's the nerd.
Guys,
Oh my god!
Look at him.
Oh, what happened? He busted in.
I don't know what to tell you here. Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2
Oh
are two
my
of the
Yeah.
Indeed. Nobody wants this. All
I've never been that
I'll
close
give you guys
to
a
him
rundown
before.
of what Baldur's Gate 1 and Baldur's Gate 2 looks like.
All right.
I want to give fair warning. I'm probably going to butcher some pronunciations, but stick with me.
Oh my God, what's he
This is
doing
the
here? How do we
legend
make that stop?
of Baldur's Gate.
I wasn't serious.
Borba,
famed
tell us all about
prophet.
it.
Please.
A famed prophet named Olan the Seer predicted that Baal, who was literally the god of murder, I hate seeing my face behind you guys so much,
Oh my God.
that the god of murder was going to die, and probably a bunch of his kids, which is pretty metal.
This is really.
So Baal,
soft.
while doing his whole murder thing, saw his death coming as well, and he got a bunch of ladies pregnant, and
Whoa.
they made a bunch of
I see
Baal
the death
spawn.
of this show coming.
Hold on. I'm trying to follow the storyline, guys.
Let's actually hear what Borba has to say. He's
Yeah,
actually
right.
telling us the news part. Take
A
it away,
bunch of
Borba.
years later, those kids grew up, and you play as one of those kids. So while all this was going on, there's a big shortage on iron, which a bad guy puts into effect, and you are tasked with killing that bad guy. You find out that he is actually your half-brother.
Because there's a
Who-
shortage on iron, you're going to kill your own brother?
Yes.
Half brother.
Oh, well, that's fine then.
Yeah.
You both share the blood of the god of murder,
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
that makes sense.
and he puts this whole plan into effect so that he can become the leader of Baldur's Gate, and so that he can then become the resurrection of Baal, the god of murder.
Ah.
You have to kill him at the end of Baldur's Gate 1. That's the end of Baldur's Gate 1. And Baldur's Gate 1 is a pretty standard fantasy fare, but Baldur's Gate 2 is fucking crazy.
Oh my God, we got to do a whole nother one of these with this guy? All right, what is it?
Baldur's
hear
Gate
it.
2 starts out right after Baldur's Gate 1, and you wake up in a cage with some crazy elvish wizard named Irenicus performing terrible experiments on you like a fucking creep.
Uh-huh.
He's all into untapped power of your murder god blood. You get free, and you make friends with two of the best characters in history. Minsk, who's a real strong ranger guy, and his
And
pet
Donkey from
Boo,
Shrek. Sorry,
who's
what?
a miniature giant space hamster.
Did you say miniature
better than-
giant?
Really?
Miniature
That's a real
giant.
character?
Giant
Right.
space hamster, yes.
Space hamster.
I really hate this. That's the most important information that I've given you so far. A bunch of cool stuff happens that I'm just going to glaze over because we're running out of time. But you run into Irenicus again, and he takes your soul. You end up losing control of yourself and turn into the most metal monster of all time, which is called a Slayer,
Okay.
which is one of the forms of Baal, the murder god.
Uh-huh.
You find a magic tree and you fight this badass wizard dude who stole your soul, and you kill him. But because he has your soul, he actually pulls you down to hell, and somehow all of your friends too. That part doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but it's a fucking video game.
That was
Then you
three.
kill this-
That was three cussies so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks,
only
thanks
got
for
one.
keeping it clean, Borba. We all
Then
know
you
you're
kill the-
metal, okay?
Then you kill the wizard dick, and somehow come back to life, and are heroes, and it's really rad. For Baldur's Gate 3, there's probably still Baal babies in the world, and Baal is probably back. And frankly, Baldur's Gate just really loves Baal.
Jonathan, what is
John.
Baldur's Gate?
Baldur's Gate
person.
is a city in the world of D&D. Actually, it's in the world of Faerun, which is one of the planes of D&D. It is the Gotham of D&D. Waterdeep would be the metropolis.
So why does everybody want control of Baldur's Gate?
I mean, if you think about it like Gotham, it's a big, powerful, dark city that's easy to manipulate.
Gotcha. So it's not a gate into anywhere. It's not like an entry point as it sounds.
It is. It's sort of like people referring to San Francisco as the Golden Gate. There is a river and a path that leads into much of
That's cool.
the western half of Faerun.
So I'm really actually interested in Baldur's Gate 3, for real. Watching that gameplay, it looks absolutely phenomenal. How old is Baldur's Gate 1 and 2? Like, how far back do I need to go if I want to play those old games?
Well, you can get a remaster of them now. Like, they just put them out on Switch and PlayStation and Xbox. But the second game came out, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like 20 years ago, and maybe more for the first. So
Dustin,
we're talking
don't you
about between
remember?
20 and 25 years since we've had a Baldur's Gate game. Is that right, Borba?
I am confirming the actual year.
I was going to say,
Development
computers
Dustin,
were
began
allowed
in
to.
You
so
made me
it was
record the
20
new-
years ago.
I don't remember yesterday.
gameplay footage. It wasn't yesterday. No, you made me record gameplay footage
That was
of the
Baldur's
new, of the new remastered Baldur's Gate, even though it plays like the old games. So he made me do that. So I played
Well,
it.
what'd you think?
That's roughly how a remaster works.
And
I
great.
don't know how Borba busted in on our stream, but can we get him out of here?
Oh yeah, that's a little creepy.
All
that
right,
he's just
thanks,
Hey,
Borba.
thanks a lot for that long, boring story, Borba.
It's not boring. It's not boring.
that was
I didn't think it was boring. If you guys like the sound of
Yeah,
that,
it's
you can
good.
play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 on Steam for, I think, like $20 each. So
$300.
It wasn't bad. Jeremy got to play some of it. Remember when I had the
Yeah, it's
gameplay
$40.
capture for
$40.
the
I'm
Just
new
messing around.
remaster?
I love Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
I like Divinity. I like Pillars. I play all these games. Larian is really cool. There's some people that are complaining that Baldur's Gate 3 is just going to be like just like Divinity, and
Baldur's Gate looks awesome.
to that I'm like, so Divinity rules. That's like Divinity 2 was so good. It was so good. I really have a lot of trust in these guys, to be honest.
They must have watched a different gameplay video than I did, because the conversational stuff alone, where you can like trick people to letting you into houses and then slaughter them.
You have to like roll it.
Yeah, you have to
but,
roll
like-
it. I actually really like that, because
Yeah?
like the roll comes up and then you kind of get to hop in. I'm not like a D&D guy, but I understand
Yeah.
the appeal of something like that.
Simple on
yeah.
Twitch says, I didn't know that it related to D&D. That's neat.
yeah, I
Does
learned
it?
a lot.
Canonically?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
He said it
It's
was
a place.
He said.
Well, sometimes games reference stuff from D&D, right? And I'm wondering if it's just
This
a reference.
is the
No,
real
okay.
deal. Like,
No.
you can use like characters and monsters and locations and all that stuff from D&D.
Oh, that's awesome.
Shit,
Really
yeah,
glad
it
we have
is.
Borba on. I am actually stoked for Baldur's Gate 3. Chat, what do you think? Are you gonna dive in? Play
Matt
some
Johnson
Baldur's Gate 3?
says,
Let us know.
It looks.
Watch Dogs 3.
What?
Do you just want us to talk about Watch Dogs 3?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Watch Dogs 3. When is that coming out?
I don't know.
Ricardo
Is that the
Eustacia
London
says, Jack and
Legion, yeah.
Jackster. Everyone's being real helpful.
Oh, that's
I don't know.
right.
Yeah, it got delayed, but I don't know what the new delay is.
We haven't heard anything
date.
about it. Yeah.
Well, Jeremy, what do you got for the next one?
UB delayed all their games.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about Baldur's Gate just 1 second longer.
Yeah, what do you got?
Okay.
When does this come out?
Let me Google it.
Weren't we supposed to do that?
We should have known that already. But this comes.
I've been a little busy, dealing with everything coronavirus.
Watch Dogs 3, by the way, has been delayed to an unspecified date,
Of course.
sometime during the 2021 fiscal year, which is starting in April 1st, 2020.
I don't think we have a release date. For
Early access sometime in 2020.
Damn, I can't wait for this. This is one of the games that I'm the most excited about for sure.
Yeah.
Without
Dave says
doubt.
you need to be topped off on goose juice, by the way.
Yeah.
I do. Hey, can
Me
we fly in
too.
some more goose juice in here?
Apparently,
I have some
Stadia,
goose juice as well.
apparently Stadia made a mistake at some point, and it might be this summer where early access starts.
What do you mean they made a mistake?
Like they probably accidentally
Stadia
released
made a
something.
mistake?
They probably
What
accidentally
mistake could
released
have
an
they
ad.
possibly made, Destin? Please.
Jeez, I don't know, man.
There's so many. Please name one of them.
Man, he beat you at the sarcasm game. Jeez, I thought yours was intense.
The delay.
Speaking of delays,
yeah.
have you heard that everything is delayed and that Hollywood is officially postponed?
No, I haven't heard about this. Why?
Well, it seems like just about every movie is getting pushed back. So we got Mulan, we got Quiet Place, we got Fast and Furious, we got New Mutants, which we'll talk about. I mean, this movie's freaking cursed, man. We're never gonna see the New Mutants.
Yeah, we made a social post yesterday. It has been delayed how many times now? 4 times.
Jesus.
Do you guess
Like-
when the initial release date was?
Dude, it was like in 2018 or something, right?
April 5th, 1994. You needed a date.
It's April 13th, 2018. That's when it was supposed to come out, and the movie was announced in May
God.
2017. We are now in March 2020, and we don't know when this movie's
I
coming.
got a trailer for it run, and you can see all the actors that were in this movie are teenagers here. Every last one of them is now 40.
Yeah,
As a family.
It's pretty nuts.
Really grown up.
So
Remember New Mutants? This is what they look like now.
So they filmed it all?
They
And
shot
then-
everything, yeah.
But
It must be a disaster.
So the first time they delayed it because it was too close to the release date of Deadpool 2. And then the second time they delayed it was too close to the release of Dark Phoenix. And the third time they delayed it is because Disney just bought Fox. And they're like, actually, we don't know what to do with this. And so they delayed it again, and now it's been delayed indefinitely. It was supposed to come out
what the heck?
it's supposed to come out in May of this year. April of this year.
Yeah, now it's not, right?
And now it's not.
Yeah.
It is now delayed indefinitely.
I'm bummed. I was very excited for this movie that
Really?
I didn't know existed until the start of this segment.
Because it looks kind of cool.
On April
now-
3rd.
so now I
they didn't say
can't
what
wait.
year. It could be any year now.
What do you think's the chances that they delay Black Widow at this point?
Pretty
just too
solid.
far
They
gone,
they
or-
delayed Mulan. So
Yeah.
Black Widow's like this month or May?
May, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Mulan it's coming out in 2 weeks, or it was supposed to come out in 2 weeks, and that got
I
delayed.
just read an article that was like presupposing what the box office numbers were going to be for Mulan. Like they were already like so sure that that was coming.
They
out.
did press and interviews and everything. Like it's pretty nuts.
Dude, how bad is this for smaller theaters? You think
April
about that?
24th.
Very bad.
All of the smaller theaters. I think we all know that smaller theaters are struggling. You know, like 1, 2, 3 screen theaters. Not the big old megaplexes. They're gonna have problems too. But I think that they're better suited to like weather the storm. But I worry about like the cute little kind of community theaters that you would go see these movies in. Like, what are they gonna do?
You gonna go see any movies this weekend or for like the next month, Jeremy?
I mean, it's pretty likely
what
that
are
if
they
I
putting out there?
did, I would have the theater to myself.
Yeah.
I don't think people are rushing to the theaters.
They're not
Yeah.
releasing anything right now.
Is anybody gonna go to a movie in the next month or so?
No, I mean I should cancel my AMC A list. Honestly,
Are they playing stuff still? Or
I'm sure they are.
yeah?
There are
They
movies.
even set back Peter Rabbit.
Jeez.
You know what
That's
I mean? Like
right.
everything's going back.
Wow.
Oh.
I'll look up movie showtimes for San Francisco and I'll tell you guys what's in theaters right now.
Really,
Yeah.
the only production company that I think was like, Jesus Christ, we dodged a bullet. Here's the New Mutants guys.
Yeah, they're just like, oh yeah, hey, it's because of
There's gotta be
this.
somebody in or on that movie that's just like, please just don't.
So you think
Don't
it's
do
going to
it.
be like legit bad?
There's no way it's good. There's no way. They would have put it out already if it was good. There's no way that they would keep pushing it back.
I mean, if they're pushing it because of Deadpool 2, I mean Deadpool 2
What?
is yeah. The initial delay was because it was too close
okay.
to Deadpool 2.
It's like that one's out, friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dark Phoenix, which was like a franchise thing, they're like we got to put this out. Like even if New Mutants was good, I'd understand them delaying it. That's all.
On the release horizon, we have Bloodshot, which is out right now. The Hunt, Emma. What else we got here? Onward, Greed, 1917.
Onward's
Look at
already
this.
Portrait of a.
Wait.
Yeah, all these are out right now.
Wait a
Out with the old,
minute.
in with the new. That's what I always say.
Wait, he got topped off with Goose Juice and I didn't? Can I get topped off on Goose Juice?
Sorry, buddy.
Sonic's still
no.
playing. Birds of Prey.
Oh, so they're still showing stuff.
Yeah, theaters
So you can
are
go if
still
you
showing
want
movies.
to, but it's just that they're delaying the major things that a lot of people will flock to the movie theaters for.
What's a really
Nobody's
popular?
flocking to Bloodshot.
Bradley J. Tim says, dude, they are wrong. It's because of the coronavirus. They were fine releasing it. No shit. That's what the whole purpose of this entire.
Were you here for the conversation?
Yeah.
Push back the coronavirus. That's 100% the reason. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
We're just saying that movie's
talking-
been delayed a bunch of times
Yes.
for other reasons.
We were talking about the past reasons it was
Yeah.
delayed, and there were legitimate reasons why they were delayed.
These are the seats available currently if I want to go to
Oh my God.
to a Bloodshot screening. Maybe not the best example.
There you go.
But all of them,
All the blue.
all of the seats
That's
are available.
I think that probably would have been
Yeah.
true whether
That would have been
Wow,
true. Virus or
okay.
not.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was going to see Bloodshot.
Spectre Gaming says, I keep getting faked out when Stilla said, oh, I thought they were bringing in Mareep.
Oh, yeah.
I asked about
Everyone's talking about
Mareep.
this
Yeah,
Mareep. I don't
bring
know
her
if you
in.
guys know about this, but we
You know
have
who Mareep is?
I
this
think-
like giant Mareep in the office.
Yeah, I want to show how
Mareep out
big
there?
the Mareep is compared to me because
you check?
it's almost as big as.
We'll show it by the end of the episode.
You know where
Well,
Mareep
You know,
Where
one
was
time I
Faceless?
said, "Hey, IGN, I want to do a serious news show, and this is what is
That's what
happening."
we're doing. This is real news right here,
Mareep's on the
everybody.
way.
Yes.
How long do you think it's going to be before Netflix releases like 50 coronavirus movies all
Hold
at
on.
once?
Can we hold for 1 second? Just really quickly. Because
what
we
do we
got
got
a
here?
giant Pokemon sheep on screen right now.
Oh,
It is enormous.
Hi, Dustin.
Kill me.
that thing's even bigger than I thought it would be.
Well, I don't know who's been touching that, so I will refrain.
Isn't that
Well,
thing on some kind of timeshare? Like you guys like all pitched in
Yes,
on
so
it?
what's
That
the
thing costs
story behind this being in the
$500.
office?
a lot of people who wanted to buy this, they pitched in like $500.
How much is the whole thing?
$500 for this guy.
$500?
Yeah,
Good Lord. Okay, and?
they got it.
But you guys have to share it,
story,
right? Like
folks.
everybody gets to keep it for like a few days.
I think
Like you guys are like divorced parents.
it
for that.
travels, yes,
Yes.
around, yeah.
That's gross, but okay.
Much
All
like
right,
another thing
Dustin,
happening.
you look down. Why do you look so good?
Get out of here! That stupid sheet! I want to talk about gaming news.
All right.
Dustin hates that thing. I'm into
Okay,
it.
$500 for a
with me
plushie.
and the
It is
goose.
not a plushie, right? It's not. You would
Get
not
in here.
consider this a plushie. What would you
Big,
call
beautiful son of a bitch.
I don't know.
it? It's so. it's beyond plushie. I
It's
would
like. I mean,
Who
it
likes
is a
Harry
plushie.
Potter? My laptop has 4% left. Let's try and get
I love
through
Harold
this.
Sounds like a you problem.
That sounds like a you problem.
It's gonna be because I won't know what to throw to. All right, so we got
Well,
Harry Potter.
Jeremy was asking a question earlier before the sheep came in.
Yeah.
You remember something about Netflix?
I was just asking you how long you think it's going to be before Netflix releases like 50 coronavirus movies and documentaries.
Oh well, they're not going
Watch
to do
Pandemic.
anything. Netflix announced today they're shutting down production on
so no time
all
soon
their
then,
things
huh?
happening, as well as Disney. Disney was yesterday, I believe, but
Netflix has a lot of scary stuff that's trending right now. So if you go to the trending tab, you can like watch Pandemic and you can learn all about the flu.
Yeah.
And why you should wash your hands.
Yeah.
That's our new sign off for the show. Wash your hands, everybody.
Johnny Rael asks, when is the Doom Eternal review coming out?
Oh, at embargo, whenever that is.
Tuesday, right?
Oh,
When's
is
the game come out? Tuesday?
Comes out Friday.
20th.
That's when our review goes out, though.
Yeah. I don't know.
So keep
I
your
don't
eyes
know
peeled for
because
that, Johnny Rael.
I don't
Nobody
know
here
the
reviews
answer.
games.
I don't know the answer to that question because there's embargo stuff, so I don't even know
Yeah.
what's going on.
Even if
with
we
it.
knew, we might
Yeah.
not be allowed to say.
What do you
But
know,
will it come out
Justin,
before
about
release?
Harry Potter?
Okay.
All right, so Harry Potter is a wizard. He didn't realize he was a wizard for many years of his life, and there's a whole RPG being developed about this character.
Okay, that's what this story's about.
We're all very excited.
Are we?
Yeah,
Are you?
super stoked about Harry Potter, my favorite character.
You don't sound like you're being serious
I
right
know.
now.
Is this so? How solid is this rumor?
Oh, it's
On a scale of 1 to rely on horror.
Yeah.
well. So this is part of like the whole Warner Brothers thing, and they talked about a new Batman game which they've been teasing. This Harry Potter rumor has been going on for a while. We kind of talked about it yesterday. It's totally
I
happening.
got a clip playing here of what it kind of would look like if you just really squint and use your imagination.
Looks good, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's a Harry Potter RPG. What is the?
Let me find some details.
So
here.
do you play as the main characters?
I
Because that's what
doubt
they're
it.
showing. But I guess this
We've
is
already
just like
they've already done that.
No.
Okay.
So
Harry Potter RPG gameplay. What type of game is it? According to the leaked synopsis, players will arrive at Hogwarts in their 5th year and can become one of 8 different wizard types. They reportedly will be able to choose a path of good or evil, along with which house they want to be in and what friends they want to have by their side. Players allegedly will be able to freely explore the world and will have an entirely new experience in the wizarding world compared to the books and films, according to the synopsis. I actually think that's kind of cool.
That does actually
That'd be
sound
really
good.
So also dig this. Word on the street is that this game takes place in the 1800s, which means no Harold Potter, no Ronald Weasley, no Hermione Granger.
No,
What about Snape?
No Griswold.
No, some of those people are hella
No,
old.
some of those
Yeah.
people were.
18
Wow,
were-
Justin.
1800s, you said?
No, I mean in the lore.
But you're just like
Griswold's
hella
that old.
old. You're just
Thousands of years
Yeah.
old.
Griswold's not that old.
But the thing is, I think it would have been really cool to have
Wizards
an RPG.
live a long ass time.
It would have been cool to have a Harry Potter RPG game where you played as characters just cleaning up the fucking mess that Harry Potter leaves behind.
Stella.
Sorry.
Stella.
Another cussy.
We got a 4th cussy now. Come on.
But he does leave behind such terrible
He does,
messes.
he
Everyone
does,
else is just
yeah.
trying to learn, and he just causes so much trouble.
By the way, no one corrected me. His name is Grindelwald.
It was close enough, you know.
You're supposed to know this, Josh.
It took me a while.
Yeah, you're a boy. You just read these
Chat
books.
said the gameplay looked bad. That is from like 1993.
That's not the game.
Harry, that's not the game.
That's not the game.
This is
The
the
game
right
is
here,
it's
right?
a rumor.
Is that it
Yeah.
that we're looking at?
No, this
Like this.
is Lego Harry Potter.
Much better.
Yeah.
I got confused
Well,
again. I'm
Probably
sorry.
should have clarified that.
I think based on what you described, that sounds honestly like every Harry Potter fan's like dream game, right? Like they kind of want to not become Harry Potter. They kind of want to live in that world and kind of do what they want because everybody's like, oh, I'm a Slytherin, no, I'm a Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, whatever. Like, I think taking whatever path you want in the Harry Potter wizarding world is a lot more enticing than playing as Harry Potter because his story is not super interesting.
It's not fun if Harry Potter is the only magic boy. I want to be the magic boy. Me, it's about me. It's my story.
There's so many other magic boys at this school.
I'm not into Harry Potter stuff, but if I could, build up a wizard in an RPG-like game, I think it has a lot of potential.
For sure.
What house do you think you would be sorted into?
Slytherin, obviously.
Yeah.
Without even hesitating.
Yeah, man, okay.
Destin's like, I'm a bona fide bad boy.
What do you think?
I took the test, actually. I'm Slytherin.
Is this a test?
Yeah, there's an official test.
Is it more available than the coronavirus test? I don't know what house I'd be in.
Oh my god.
I reckon I'd be in Hufflepuff, probably.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Jeremy?
Ravenclaw for sure.
Oh, that's a cool name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
Why? I think Ravenclaw for sure.
I just know Slytherin looks cool. They're
That's
like
where all the smartest
ornamental
people
looking.
are. Right?
What?
All the smart ones are in Ravenclaw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Smart and
true.
brave and dashing, friends with a
Nerds.
goose.
Wait, okay, so there's this game that's been rumored, but did you see that someone released on Steam this like weird game where it's not Quidditch, but it is Quidditch? It's called
Yes.
Broomstick League.
Broomstick
and you,
League,
it's
yeah.
like Rocket League, but people on broomsticks and you throw spells at people. It's
Yeah.
great.
It's pretty interesting.
It looks so dumb,
so
but it looks
it's on
really
Steam,
fun.
you said?
Yeah, but it's not official Harry Potter stuff, but it's
Yeah. It sounds like a Dreams game too. Yeah.
yeah.
The theory.
Pretty good idea for what the game would be like. Says, how cool would it be if they made a co-op MMO Harry Potter game that focuses on you as a student at Hogwarts? Hogwarts could be like a social hub. You get to play Quidditch with real people, learn and upgrade at the hub, etc. You create a semi-open shared world, 4 to 8 player co-op, super cool spells. It can range from funny time wasters to cool strong attacks, missions, raids, large-scale enemies that would be explained by the story. Like, it's almost like he's got inside info, this kid.
Almost.
Do you think we're going to see something from Warner Brothers Interactive around not E3 time?
Well, the rumor is that this is being created by Avalanche because they had a job posting that was sort of in the vein of what this game is describing. And to answer your previous question, there are characters that we could see, which include Dumbledore, it looks like could be there because of that. We could see Harry Potter's godfather, Sirius Black, it looks like, or somebody from his...
Wait, what? This
No, his ancestor...
Oh, there we go. From the Black
Licorice
family.
Black? Yeah, so he
Licorice
was born in... It's Licorice? No, it's Licorice,
It says
right?
Licorice, but I
Yeah.
said
But it looks like
licorice.
licorice.
Yeah. Licorice Black.
He was born in
Black
1808.
Dude,
Oh, Simon
they probably were thinking black licorice, and we're like, what else could we? And they just flipped it.
Yeah.
And called him black
Simon
licorice.
Carter
Lord
says
Voldemort's
Harry Potter, but persona, please.
Lord Voldemort's grandfather, Thomas Riddle, was born in 1880 also. So now we're starting to get into some of the
Now we're
lore and
cooking.
some of the really
Okay.
good bits.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Jeremy, you got another one for us? Or do you have any final thoughts on the Harry Potter wizarding world of magic?
Somebody says I talk like a Hufflepuff, and I found that really interesting.
I'm just sort of like, I'm curious why there hasn't been a truly AAA open world Harry Potter action RPG game yet.
They're very expensive to make.
Yeah?
That's probably why. Lego Harry Potter, the Lego games are always fantastic. That's probably the closest they ever got to having an open-ish world. They're fairly linear, actually. I take that back. Yeah, I don't know.
How rich do you think J.K. Rowling is compared to like Scrooge McDuck or Batman?
Less than the fictional characters that have infinite amounts of money.
They don't have
but
infinite
she's-
amounts of money.
On Earth, she's probably pretty up there in terms of wealth.
Damn it.
How much money does Bruce and Scrooge McDuck have?
Less than Jeff Bezos.
Really?
We talked about this in another episode. Like Scrooge McDuck, Tony Stark, Bruce Wayne, like all of the fictional characters that we know of that are rich, combined, even Ebenezer Scrooge, like combined, they don't have as much money as Jeff Bezos.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, like we can't even
How was their wealth
Wow.
determined?
by people like extrapolate this from references in the books and the comics and the media and everything, and then they look at Jeff Bezos' net worth, and the point of it is that I'm trying to make is not even in our wildest dreams can we imagine even a fictional character as rich as like Jeff Bezos or J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Jeez.
Dave says, what are you talking about? Scrooge has thousands of priceless artifacts.
Yeah, you didn't
How
take
much-
those
how
into
much money
account.
is-
Yeah.
How much money is priceless?
priceless.
Yeah. How do you know how many priceless artifacts Jeff Bezos does or doesn't have, man?
You know, we also only see the actual currency that he's made a pool out of, right? Scrooge McDuck. We don't know what he has in his bank account or his duck account or whatever they call it.
Duck account?
Probably a lot of bills, am I right?
Jesus Christ.
God.
You're not taking us to the next story, so I'm making duck jokes.
Thank you.
Do you guys want to talk about Next Gen Glove Talk 2020? Half-Life Alyx Edition?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Poor.
I got a clip of that, actually. I'll put it up while we talk about it. Justin, what are the points that everyone needs to know?
With my 2% of battery power left, I will tell you.
Right.
The back of the hand heart meter is inspired by Zelda containers, so it's they're like gravity gloves. Valve put a lot of work into making the gloves mechanically responsible. Okay. The gravity gloves are sort of the technological precursor to the gravity gun. Interesting. The core mechanic is intended to work sort of like a remote fishing pole. Valve had to spend a ton of time and effort animating additional details into objects and you wrote this weird, and way that you should interact with them in various natural ways.
It's not my fault you can't read, Destin.
Basically,
You left a word out. It doesn't make sense without the word. Anyway, the glove is supposed to look like it's made out of found objects. Oh, all right.
it's got a very cool look. And in this video that's on IGN.com, basically what it's supposed to, do functionality-wise is like
That's cool.
You kind of grab an object basically from afar and then like flick it back into your hand. And they put a lot of work as well into even when you flick it back, even if you move your hand while it's traveling, it'll readjust its trajectory and still land in your hand. And they said, the learning curve is actually pretty like, I don't know how to describe it. Basically, they said people struggled with it at first.
Then they get good.
Yeah, and then they're like, boom, and just flicking things everywhere into their hands. It's pretty interesting.
I like that they put an explanation as to why objects fly into their hands in this VR game, as
Yes.
opposed to like previous VR games where like you just look at it and it's like, okay, well you can't walk over there, so zoop, there you go.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, you actually have, is it gravity or gravity
gloves,
Yeah.
I guess,
So
yeah.
it's like, that's the explanation for it, and I really like that.
That's actually really cool that they thought about that. Yeah, I enjoy that also. Jeremy, have you played Half-Life Alyx yet?
No, I haven't yet. I did watch this video, and it's really interesting that what they're talking about when they're talking about things being mechanically responsible is they want everything to function as it would in real life, right? So the way that they've designed, and this took a lot of extra work actually, but the way that they've designed the objects, you can interact with them in totally different ways based on how you would interact with that object in real life. For example, in a lot of games, when you pick up a chair, they pick it up the same as they would like a barrel or like a turkey or something, But in this one, you would move the chair out the way that you would move a chair, or you would pick up a can the way you would hold a can, or a box the way you'd hold a box. And there's different animations for every single thing, and there's different interactions for every single thing. And so they're trying to think like, what is the most fluid way to manipulate all of these objects that feels the most natural?
Yeah.
And that's really kind of bridging the gap between realism and VR that's been missing from a lot of VR projects prior to this.
Stella, you played Half-Life, right?
I'm actually playing through Black Mesa right now.
Okay.
It's really fun, which I think is perfect. Did you know that was a fan-made game, by the way? It was a fan-made mod. And then Valve was like, hey, you guys are doing cool work, sell the game. And now it's like an official game that's been released 12 years after it was being worked on. So I'm playing through it. It's really cool. So seeing that release so close to Alyx coming out, I think that's like perfect timing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are you going to play Alyx when it comes out?
I really want to. I don't generally prefer VR, but I think...
Do you get really nauseous?
Yeah, but the way that you can move in this without like jumping, teleportation, that there are different modes that you can do, I think that's really good.
Well, yeah. The teleportation stuff is the one you should go with if you do get nauseous.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh,
because I
okay.
talked to somebody in our office who did play it, and he's like, oh, you can do the teleportation thing. And he knew he would get nauseous, but he's like, nah, that's lame. And so he set it to the just real movement one,
Yeah.
and he immediately got nauseous.
Really?
And he was
Okay.
feeling it like hours later.
Ugh.
Yeah. Some people just can't deal with it. I've
Yeah.
done like moving around in VR before, and like it does make you ill after a while. I don't know
Yeah.
how you can adjust. I don't know how Jeff Keighley played this game for what 6 hours straight.
Is that what he said?
Something like that.
Everything that we've heard about
9 hours?
this game in particular points to it being pretty next level as far as that goes.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's one of my biggest problems with VR just generally. I get incredibly nauseous if I play for more than or even if I just play for an hour. I'm nauseous for like 2 days.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I did that. So I'm like, this game looks so cool, but maybe I'll try it once and see how I feel. It is really good to hear they've definitely considered that.
So I have a question because this community for Half-Life has been so good and prevalent with making mods. Do you think there'll be in like a non-VR mod that'll come out for this game? Because I feel like the community is pretty passionate enough to like invest time in that.
Simple on Twitch just said that. He said there's probably going to be a non-VR mod in like a month after release.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Is there not like a traditional control version of this in development or available? Has that never been discussed?
It's only the VR version.
Only
They've
the
only
VR
talked
version.
about VR. Yeah, Valve came out with their slate of titles. This
They
is
have
one
their
of them,
own
obviously.
VR gear, right?
Yeah, and it's like the most advanced and most expensive gear. Like I played Blade and Sorcery with it, which is pretty advanced in terms of movement. It feels really good because like every single finger movement gets counted for.
Yeah.
Which is
yeah,
crazy.
They showed the hand.
Yeah. So you can be like
Individual appendages being recognized. I like that a lot.
It's really cool. But I don't know. Hopefully they come out with a non-VR mode because I'd definitely play more of it.
I mean, I don't think that like novelty would be there if you played this in non-VR. Like because this entire video, I mean, is dedicated to just the gloves. Like it sounds like a really cool experience just to being like using the technology in the game as well.
That's
like you
fair.
were saying, like
Yeah.
there is a canon explanation to why you're able to force grab these.
Yeah,
objects,
that's fair. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't really do it justice in non-VR.
Epic Walrus calls them the gravity gloves. Get it? Gravity gloves? Then grab it.
Oh, gravity.
I like
Yeah, that's why I
that.
asked that because like people call it that. I was like, wait, which one is it?
Gravity.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Gravity.
My laptop's dead.
There's actually a good IGN burn here. Like I don't usually like to
it's good.
read the burns out loud, but this one is just so good. From Glimpelbort, which is also a great name, says everyone, we've been waiting for this game for almost 13 years. IGN. This game is actually The Legend of Zelda.
Did we say that?
What?
Yeah, kind of.
You did.
It's
I don't think that's our stance. It's half
Oh my god.
Do
right,
we have
no one
time for
liked
one
that
more,
one.
or we're done here?
We have that Minecraft story, but we got like 3 minutes left.
Let's do it in 3 minutes.
Okay.
Minecraft is doing some stuff with books for places that don't let you read books as much.
Wow.
My laptop's dead. I don't know what to do.
I'm looking
Jeremy.
for it.
Yeah,
You have the
so
one to show?
basically.
Stella, thank you.
Yeah.
Save me.
Okay, so basically, Minecraft has books in its game, right? So now they have a library full of books that have been like censored. They sent like many countries censor blogs, newspapers, and websites.
I don't have a clip of that, so I'm just showing some gameplay of
There's an
DuckTales.
image of
fine.
it. Can
Yeah,
you show
okay.
the image? It's actually a really nice looking
Yeah, I do. Hang on. I'll pull it up.
The image is really nice.
So Reporters Without Borders contracted Blockworks, a company that builds custom experiences within the game, to build a library full of virtual books filled with the same banned writing. So the banned writing comes from blogs, newspapers, and websites that run counter to their ruling regime's views and laws. So it's really cool, but now the question comes into play, like, will Minecraft get banned in these countries? So it's a really interesting, thought. Because do you think that's possible? Do you think
And there
Minecraft will
it
get
is.
banned? Oh,
Where is it?
what?
Here's the
it is.
thing.
Oh.
Yes. I mean, absolutely. If you're able to access this game and read banned literature in your own country, I could see the game being banned.
I just think it's pretty badass that the Minecraft people were just like, yeah, we're going to do this.
This is an incredible feat of workmanship and just how many people spent how many hours on this.
There are some insane creations that you can see in the Minecraft universe. Like people made New York. They remade Grand Theft Auto 5. I did an interview with a gentleman that had remade like the whole world of Los Santos in Grand Theft Auto, and then you could play some of the games in there too. Minecraft is very, very impressive in terms of what you can actually create within that world.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone showed me a playable Pokemon Red in
Yeah.
Minecraft. That's insane.
Yeah. Well, yeah, one of the big stories a long time ago was somebody had made a computer
That's right.
within the game that
Yeah.
worked.
Right.
Using switches.
Yeah.
It was
That's the Pokemon Red. They built a Game Boy
Yeah.
and
that functioned, right?
Yeah, that function, and they created the screen, and you play Pokemon Red. You're not like first-person Pokemon Red. It's
Yeah.
like simulating the experience of playing a game within Minecraft, which is mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Jeremy, I have a question for you. Something that we get a lot at IGN. Jake Christoph in Twitch says, oh no, not sorry.
just give it a
Fraggle Rock, I guess,
Fraggle
said
Rock.
not anymore. This library won't be reporting. This is pretty stupid because whenever we bring news, like gaming news, to light, people are always like, oh well, now it's going to get taken down faster because IGN reported it. How do you feel about that?
I don't think that makes any difference at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's reporting on it. Like,
Yeah,
they're not the
how do you
only
think we
ones.
learn about
it's
it?
just like it's just an international story at this point.
Yeah.
yeah. I just wanted your take on it.
I have a really great picture of what it looks like when you actually read a book in Minecraft. Have it
wait.
up on the screen right here.
Oh my god.
Damn it. I don't know how that got there.
That's so weird, Jeremy.
Sorry. That's the wrong one. That's from my private collection.
You know what? It is about that time to sign off, and I did
Oh, man.
bring extra hot dogs today.
Oh.
So,
Brought some for
real quick,
everybody.
if we can go to the wide, let's just give everybody hot dogs and sign off on the show. Thank you.
my
Yeah.
Nom, 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 nom.
Thank you, Jeremy, for helping us.
Hey, there's
we
some
got
for
some for you,
Jeremy.
too.
We should mention one thing, one
Right.
very important thing. We're probably going to be recording this show
Because we're quarantined.
from quarantine next week. Isn't that fun?
I
You can
can't
see
wait.
what all of our bedrooms look like pretty soon. So that's exciting. Huh?
Anyway,
Great,
that's it
cool.
for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us if you're watching live. I will make sure to edit the video, YouTube, if you're watching. It takes some time to process. Give me a little bit of a break. I love you all. Thank you, Josh, for joining us. Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Jeremy. Until next time, everybody.
And thank you, Big Marie.
Next show.
Wash your hands. Wash your hands.
What he said.
Please.